Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Sharp and Blade. You can call me Mike. And today, it's a late night. Although, I don't know when you'll actually be watching this. But for me, it's a late night. And it's actually only 9 o'clock. But it's late enough. It's a late night first impressions video on some knives. A couple knives. But I'm going to record multiple ones because I have the house to myself this weekend, and it's a good time to get some content done. So first up, we have the CJRB Scoria in some type of wood. I didn't check to see what type of wood this was before I started filming, but I really don't care. All I care about is that it's nice looking wood. So there you go. Wood. Action. You've got a flipper tab. You've got thumb studs. The flipper tab action, detent is a little weak. It works. It's snappy enough, but it's because of the thumb studs that they had to lighten the detent a bit. So if this was flipper only, the detent would be suitable, but it would definitely be lighter than I like. However, since we've got thumb studs here, the detent, I would say, for the knife is dialed in perfectly. I really like it. Can you fail the knife? Yes, you can. But once you get used to the amount of pressure you need to put on here, and it is a very nice flipper tab, it fires out pretty reliably. And you can even reverse flick off the thumb stud too. So excellent knife. I really like it. As far as the action goes, definitely good. I've carried this one. When did I get this? Was it just yesterday? Yeah. So I carried this today. I carried it last night and today. Really like it. I like fidgeting with it. The ergos on this, you have a finger, like there's a groove here. So you got a groove here for your finger. And there's a little groove here, and then it swells up here. So it's very ergonomic. It feels really nice in hand. There's no jimping of any kind, but my hand feels very gripped, very secure. There's a forward finger choil right here, and you can choke up on it. Works great, and it works as a really nice sharpening choil too. So, ergonomics are good on this. Got a satin finish on the blade. I'm not sure if it comes in any other... finishes or not. But you got satin on the flats, and it is a flat grind, I believe. Do I have any flat? Yeah, it's a flat grind, I'd say. Gold accents. They look really sharp with the wood. I like that. There are some micarta versions of this with the gold accents. Like a blue micarta. I like the blue micarta, but I feel like the gold accents look really nice on the wood. They don't look as nice on the blue micarta. So, if I didn't mention this before, I can't remember, but this is the knife that Gideon gave me, and he picked out the perfect one. This is awesome. I love this. So yeah. Really nice knife. It's not a guillotine, talking back about the action, it's not a guillotine, but it is very smooth. It only needs a couple of shakes, and it goes back home. I don't think I'll do a review on this. I like the knife, it's a good knife, but since it was a gift, I feel like I'd be kind of biased, so I might do an overview of it, but I don't think I'll do a review on it. However, this other knife I got, I'm definitely doing a review on this. This is the Artisan Cutlery Ahab, designed by Nick Rogers. The only reason why I know that is because I did not recognize this maker's mark. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it. I didn't recognize that, so then I did some research. Actually, I didn't do any research. Who was it that someone YouTuber, was it Stevie? Said Stevie? I don't know. Somebody did a video on this today, and I watched some of it, and there you go, Nick Rogers. So, action. Pretty good, pretty good. That was a pretty bad flip on my part. There you go. You gotta give her a little oomph. The detent could definitely be stronger. This doesn't have the flipper tab excuse. So the detent's a little light. It's good, you know. It works. It works. But I would prefer it to be a little bit stronger of a detent. I could probably fix that, but I don't want to. You can reverse flick it pretty well. So I like it. I like the action. It's good. I wish the detent was a little stronger, but it's all right. I was about to go into what I don't like. I'm saving that for the end. There it goes. You've got some swells and some grooves. Feels nice. It's not real thick. I mean, the blade stock and the handle thickness are very thin. So this, I have not carried this yet. See how tall this blade is? This is a very tall blade. It's a full flat grind, and it's extremely thin. This is going to be some slicey. It's got wood handles as well. There you go. I'm on a wood kick. And you have T8 screws here and T8 screws here, and you're like probably wondering how the heck do you take the knife apart? You don't. Hopefully you don't take the knife apart, because this is a pain in the ass. And I'll get into that in a second. I'll talk about a few other things here. So the ergos are good. The action is good. There's the detent ball track. You can see that. See that thing looks like an eyelash? That's the detent track. So you can see it. I don't mind this as much as being able to see the detent ball hole, but I still don't like that. I feel like that's, I don't know, I wish, you know, just hide that behind the scale, but whatever, it's not a big deal. Just, you know, you're just constantly like, oh, is that an eyelash on there? Like, no, make a wish. Whew. Oh wait, that's just a detent track. I'm tired. No blade play. Oh, there's no blade play on the Scoria either. I forgot to mention that. No blade play on this whatsoever. I made sure that when I put this together. Like I mentioned in my unboxing, when I get knives from Corey, so these are from Gideon. Gideon sent these to Corey, and Corey from Stafford's EDC. Corey's my proxy, so whenever Corey sends me knives to allow them to safely get across the border, they come in parts. The blade is not in the handle. So when I put it together, it's kind of neat though. It's like Lego, knife Lego. And I also try to center it as much as I possibly could. It's not perfectly centered. It's off a little bit. You can't really see. It's dang near perfect, but it's off a little bit. I tried to tighten the pivot to center it perfectly. It gets a little. The action suffers a little bit. It's not as smooth of a drop. So I backed off a little bit, and I found that whenever I put these wooden scales on, it seemed to make it go a little more off center. So I don't know, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, because you just basically you can use this knife without these scales on. So the structural integrity comes from the liners. So I don't know what the scales would have to do with that. Anyways, whatever, they probably do something. They obviously do, because they went a little off center. But I do like this this liner lock. It's a nicely polished and rounded lock bar interface here that you touch to disengage the lock. Whew. It's comfy. It's really nice to disengage the lock. It sticks up just a bit above the show scale, so there's good access to it. It goes over easily. It's nice and comfy. I like that. Overall, this knife is designed very well, but what the heck are you trying to do to people making it this big of a pain in the ass to take it apart. My word. Just so you know, I'm gonna try to take it apart somewhat. Just so you can see how big a pain in the butt it is. I'm back. Oh wait, I shouldn't use this one. Oh, screw it. This T6 bit is gonna bit the dust. I think this should work. T6. These screws should not be T6. It should be T8. I guess T6 looks a little less noticeable, but it's T6. Come on, T6 should not exist anymore. I'm trying not to lose these. These will somewhat stick into the scale. If I don't go out too far, these will stick into the scale. And then it's a lot easier. They came out of the scale. It's a lot easier to take it out. It's a lot easier to put the scale back on again if I can just leave it in there. Now, if you saw this on Gideon's channel, Gideon took this apart. So you probably already saw this, but I mean, that's pretty cool. The way they skeletonized that, it looks like fish. A fish bone. And this is the Ahab, so, you know, it's a reference to a Moby Dick. So, yeah. So it still works perfectly fine without the scale on it. So the reason why it's a pain in the butt, that you take off the wood scale and you have access to the body screw. I'm going to zoom in for this because you might as well have a better look at it. You have access to the pivot screw and then you have access to the body screws here. So, pivot screw is a T8. Is that focusing alright for you guys? There, that's better. Good job. So, you know, it T8, T6. This is fine. That's no problem. These are free spinning. What the heck? Free spinning. Like, okay, well, that's fine. You just put a Torx bit on the other side. You take off the other scale and you put a Torx bit on the other side. So, okay, you take off this one. Oh! So, okay, well, this is attached on the inside. So you just gotta take the off on the inside. Where is that screw? It's right there for the pocket clip. You can't get a Torx bit in there. Whoa, the wonders of engineering. So luckily, I don't know what kind of magic Gideon performed on this, but Gideon got this apart somehow, and then he put Loctite on the other side of this, like on the other screws, so it's easier to take it apart. Thank goodness he did that because it was easier, but it doesn't come like that. So good luck to y'all trying to get this apart. So I noticed there's like a grinding noise in this. So I was like, well, that's lovely. I should probably fix that because grinding noises aren't usually great. And I cleaned everything up and then I noticed there was like a, I don't know what it was, if it was a burr or what. You know the part that's usually milled out on the blade that the bearings sit in? It was, I had a moment of panic just now. I looked to see how long I was recording for and there's no time. I forgot that for whatever reason my recording time doesn't show up on my camera anymore. And I thought I wasn't recording. Anyways, so I am actually recording because you're seeing this. So anyways, I thought I don't know what it was. There's something in that little milled out area. So I flicked at it and I eventually got it out. I don't know if it was a burr or what, but it's gone now. Ain't no grinding. This went even more off center now. I don't know what happened, but it went even more off center. Oh well. Anyways, whatever. It's not rubbing. That's fine. So, first impressions on this, good. They're good. Everything's great as long as you don't need to take it apart. So, yeah, first impressions on the on the CJRB Scoria, and first impressions on the Artisan Cutlery Ahab. Two very nice knives, both in wood, but there's other flavors as well. So yeah, I would check them out. They're pretty cool. I like them, especially the Scoria. I think this is really good. Again, thank you to Gideon for sending me this. He sent me some other things too. Check out the unboxing video because there's like a fossil and a really cool drawing that he did for me. Thank you to Gideon for that. Again for the Scoria. Thank you to Corey for being an awesome proxy and sending those up to me. Thanks guys. And thank you for watching. Take care.